Before the break, we asked what a delicate purple flower, a baby monk seal, and a trio of Tibetan bear cubs have in common. And you probably guessed it, they are all endangered species. On this program, we often highlight stories on what countries are doing to protect their threatened flora and fauna. Our next few reports tell us about the latest efforts. And first, we take you to Slovenia, home to one of the rarest plants in Central Europe.
The Pask flower, which is about 5 centimeters tall and covered with silver down, is something quite special. In Slovene it is called the Velikonočnica, after Easter, around which time it typically flowers. At this time of year, it is a beautiful, vivid violet flower with a silver villous stem. For easier pollination, the flower with its golden yellow stamens is turned up like a chalice. The Pask flower is endangered and since 1949 has been protected by law in Slovenia. One can observe the flower growing in a pristine environment in only 2 areas of the country, on the Styrian mountain Boč and around the village of Punikva. The bright violet flower inspired the great connoisseur of nature, Franz Tobias, and became a challenge to him. In 25 years he seeded, or more appropriately planted, near on 5,000 seeds of the Pask flower.
After pollination, the stem begins to grow, then the flower slightly sags. What remains of the flower is the ovary with growing seeds.
The Pask flower is densely covered with little hairs that protect it from the cold. The germination of the Pask flower is quite an unusual process. As the seed sticks in the ground, the hairs take on the function of spinning the stalk, which drills into the ground clockwise. At a certain depth, where the humidity is appropriate, the process of spinning stops. If the ground is not fertile enough for germination, the process of spinning resumes in the opposite direction. The Pask flower's beauty invites lovers of nature, but from the carelessness of non-experts, their uniqueness is protected by a fence and custodians, both there with the intention that the flower's home and growing area remains intact. Prepared by Tinček Ivanusha, TV Slovenia for CNN World Report.
Greek conservationists have a good reason to rejoice after saving the life of a critically endangered marine mammal. This baby Mediterranean monk seal, one of only a few hundred left worldwide, was found injured and dehydrated on an island shore a few months ago. The conservationists who saved the life of the animal named her Artemis, after the Greek goddess of the hunt. Under their tender care, baby Artemis has now recovered, grown and ready to hunt her own prey when she's released back into the wild. And just like baby Artemis, a trio of newborn Tibetan bears has been lucky to fall into the loving hands and get all the care they need to survive. Wang Ji-wei of Tianjin TV brings us their story.
These adorable triplets were born during the Spring Festival and are now 3 months old. Abandoned and injured by their mother, the 3 cubs have been adopted by the Tianjin Zoo keepers.
Female Tibetan bears do not have strong maternal instincts, so the cubs born in previous times did not survive. In order to save their lives, we have to raise them ourselves.
As you can see, the cubs have already grown the white fur typical for their breed. Keepers say the triplets are growing fast. Barely 400 grams at birth, the babies now weigh nearly 4 kilograms each. Zookeepers are now searching for a larger incubator for the triplets. The Tibetan bear is a subspecies of the brown bear found in the eastern Tibetan plateau of China. They are one of the rarest bear subspecies in the world. It is estimated the total number of Tibetan bears in the wild ranges from 5,000 to 6,000. It is rarely seen even in zoos in big cities. The Tibetan bear is smaller than the brown bear and has gorgeous fur. Females can injure their newborns while habitually eating the sticky substance on their bodies, so their survival rate is fairly low. And the Tibetan bears are not the only endangered species in the Tianjin Zoo.
The Tianjin Zoo has over 200 endangered mammals from 40 species. 8 golden monkeys have been raised with natural breeding since 1997. Besides the Tibetan triplets, 4 white-cheeked gibbons have been raised in the zoo with artificial feeding.
3 other Tibetan bears were born at the Tianjin Zoo 2 years ago, but only one of them survived. But there is hope for all three of this set of triplets, as they have passed their most dangerous period. This nurturing process has become very important for the artificial raising of Tibetan bears in China. In May, when the weather gets warmer, the three cubs will begin wowing visitors of the Tianjin Zoo. This is Wang Jiwei of Tianjin TV China for CNN World Report.
Adorable creatures, Wang. Thank you for that story. And as always, thanks to all of the contributors who make this program possible. That is all for this edition of our show, but don't be sad. You can always catch us on the internet. Check out our website, cnn.com/worldreport. We appreciate you joining us on this program. I'm Guillermo Arduino. Don't go anywhere. More news is just ahead on CNN.